think that Justin Gatlin deserves a lot more respect than he is given. Among them, predictably, is his agent, Ronaldo Niemeyer. I spoke to him earlier and he told me about those doping offences.
The first doping offense happened when Justin Gatlin was just a freshman in college at the University of Tennessee, taking Adderall for attention deficit disorder. In the USADA hearing, they recognized that he wasn't trying to dope, but because of the rulings, he was suspended for a year, so it wasn't performance enhancing, it was just a drug. So they didn't even want it to reflect on his record, that is in the actual report, that they didn't want it to reflect that it was a doping offense or he was doping. And then the second offense, which was some type of cream that was applied to his skin in an early April spring meeting back in 2006.
But he did claim that he was effectively sabotaged by a therapist who was actually trying to damage his career because they were in dispute, or in dispute with the management, correct?
Well, he had fired that massage therapist the previous fall. Against my better judgment, we couldn't find any other physios that we could afford at that time.
Can you see why the crowds have great anger at people who have doping offences?
I can see it back in 2010 when he first returned, 2011 when he was running again, or possibly even as early as 2012. You know, he ran here in the London Olympic Stadium and won the bronze medal, and no one said a word. And no one said a word in 2013, no one has said a word in 2014, no one has even said a word in 2015. It only, all of a sudden, when he started to challenge Bolt, when nobody else could challenge him, it became an issue. So I don't have a problem with everyone feeling the same way about anti-doping, but let's all be honest. Justin Gatlin is not the only athlete who has tested positive. He didn't create doping, and there'll be others after him. So it's just unfair. We have people running tonight in this stadium this week that have come off of doping offenses. I can't speak because they're not winning, but he's done his time. He plays by the rules. The IAAF reinstated him. They said he could come back, and we should accept that. So to put a narrative out that it's just Justin Gatlin and he's the bad guy, it's really not fair. It's inhumane. It's something that's unsportsmanship. Like,
how did he feel after he wins the 100 meters and he's booed?
Well, I had prepared him prior to this. We've been talking about a year and a half or two that not everyone is going to accept you, and you can't please everyone. Who hasn't done wrong, who hasn't sinned, cast the first stone. So I just told Justin, this is about running for you, and you can't control the viewpoints of anyone. They have the right to their viewpoints. But he has conducted himself in a professional manner. Here's the icing on the cake. He gave Usain Bolt the greatest respect by bowing to him, and Usain Bolt hugged him. And if you've noticed, ever since last year, Usain Bolt talks publicly about he has no problem with Justin Gatlin. He's served his time. He's a great competitor. He's added to the legacy of Bolt. And so if it's good for Bolt, it should be good for everybody else. He's the man that was standing in the way of dethroning Bolt, which he ultimately did. And Usain, in his graciousness, still acknowledged that in the press conference. So I'm okay with that. If the king, the legend, is okay with it, we all should be okay with it.
What do you think, though, of the professional commentators, the media, some of those involved in international athletics, even Lord Coe and Steve Cram, people like this, who've taken a very hard line on Justin Gatlin and have done a lot to sort of set opinion about him?
Everyone is entitled to their opinion. I take offense to, with all due respect, Lord Coe. He's a part of the IAAF who set the rules, who set out the punishments, and when you serve the punishments, you're supposed to be reinstated, which these athletes who have offended and abused some of these rules have. And if you don't want them in, you should change the rules. You don't allow them in and then still condemn them. And we're talking the 11 years post the doping ban. So at some point, we all have to move past this. Other sports police their own and then they move past it. And we still want to wallow in it. And I don't have a problem with anyone having any issue with doping. I don't condone doping. But I don't think Justin Gatlin is the poster child for it. And that's fact. And I'll always say that.
Ronaldo Nehemiah, thank you so much. Thanks for making that case. Thanks. An internal memo written by a male employee at Google has caused serious ructions in the